Hello everyone, thanks for clicking on this video. I haven't posted in a while due to life stuff, so sorry to anyone waiting for videos. Today I'm going to explain the new EB04 Bonney Leader, show my personal deck list and show some informative gameplay at the end so you can see how the deck performs and learn. As always, if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments. Bonney is a red-yellow leader with 4 life. During your opponent's turn, when you have 1 or less life, you gain 2000 power. Funnily enough, this leader is quite similar to Enel, which is why I probably like it a lot. You basically auto-take your life until you are at 1 and then you become extremely hard to attack, allowing you to allocate resources to other things than defense. You will see later how oppressively strong Bonney is at 1 life. There is a second ability, which is Activate Main. You can give an opponent's unit minus 1000 power, and also if you have 2 or more life you may take a life. This is helpful for removing the opponent's board, and you can take a life if you need to use an effect that requires lower life, or you just want to draw a card as you don't really care about your first 3 lives anyway. This deck is very versatile. You can play a more control-focused playstyle, focusing on the board and out-resourcing them, as you will not need to counter as much. You may also play more aggressively, ignore board, and hit face, as you have access to many aggressive cards in these colors and types. A big advantage is that you do not have to deal with smaller units, as your opponent will have to attach Dawn to allow them attack the leader at 7k, giving them worse overall turns. It really depends on the matchup and how you make your deck list, for how you approach each game. Let's look at my personal deck list, which I recently cooked up. It has been performing very well for me so far, but I am open to any suggestions, of course. Firstly, we have the new 1-cost Searcher Bonney, which allows you to look at the top 4 card of your deck and get a Straw Hat or Egghead type character except Bonney. This is literally the whole deck except 4 cards. It very much increases the consistency of the deck and allows you to find the cards you need for the curve or whatever board state you are in. Next is the new Pacifista from EB04. It's a 2k counter and becomes a blocker if you are at 0 life. It's mostly a searchable 2k, but the effect is definitely very strong against decks that cannot bypass this blocker. Next we have the OP01 Sanji, which has 2000 counter, costs 2 and allows you to take a life to become a 7k power character. This is very synergistic with the leader, as you want to be on 1 life anyway, and allows you to have a 7k attack for only 2 Dawn. It is in the searchable 2k slot, so you can switch it out for other 2k such as the other starter deck Sanji, but I really like this card. Sentomaru is a blocker with 1k counter and lets you draw on block if you have 2 or less life, which you will of course be on. It is a cheap blocker with counter, which has a useful effect I use too, as it isn't completely necessary, but it definitely comes in clutch. Next is 4-cost yellow starter deck Sanji. He lets you look at the top 4 cards and get a Straw Hat type crew character, which is great as you want to see them for your curve. He also has the Trigger Trash a card to play him, which is handy as it's essentially a free search. Next is 5-cost Nami from EB03. She gives a rested Dawn to the leader and then allows you to make your opponent take their life if they have 3 or more, a very great aggressive effect. But the most important part is probably her on KO effect, which allows you to flip your top life up and replace her with a 6k power or less. This is very useful as it lets you maintain your board and also use the on play of another card, or you could just play another Nami and make your opponent take another life. Next is the new 5-cost Borsellino from EB04. It's a 6k blocker which on play allows you to heal 1 if you have 2 or less life. Holy power creep. This condition is incredibly easy to get. Remember when healing was a luxury, now anyone can do it at 5 Dawn. Establishing a blocker and healing is very strong. You can play this on curve, from Nami for free or late game to defend yourself and have Dawn remaining. Next is 7-cost Kuma from EB04. It's a 7k and has the same on play as Borsellino, but also has the on KO effect of your opponent taking a life. This is great as your opponent does not really want to remove it and they will be constantly taking 7k swings. The new 7-cost Zoro from EB04 is incredibly strong and a key piece in this deck. It's a 9k body and on play gives your leader 2k power until the end of your opponent's next turn. That's right, you are now a 9k leader on the opponent's turn as early as 7 Dawn, which is incredibly hard to get over for most decks. He also has the Activate Main of gaining the ability to attack characters on the turn he is played if your opponent has a character with 8k or more power. Sadly, this will not often happen if you play him on curve, as your opponent probably won't play an 8k at that point. But if you play him late game, which is still a great play as he is basically a cheaper 9-cost Newgate, you will be able to utilize this effect and attack something that is probably reduced by leader with Dawn to spare. Next is probably the most important card in the deck which you want to see the most, the new 10-cost Luffy from EB04. It's a 12k body which while in hand has its cost reduced by 1 if you are on 1 life, which you will probably be on, and if your opponent starves you, you can just take your own life with the leader's effect. So on 9 Dawn you can make a 12k body, which is quite crazy. It also has a strong on-play effect. You can trash a card from hand to gain 2k similar to Zoro and also make it a blocker for a turn. From 9 Dawn you basically just want to spam these and make a giant board while keeping yourself 9k, then attack for game, possibly with these finishing cards I will now explain. We have 9-cost Bonney from OP13. She has 10k power and allows you to make your opponent take a life and gain rush. Removing your opponent's last life then swinging in with all your bodies you have established will likely end the game. I only use 2 as it's only really a finisher. If you play it early with 1 life you possibly leave yourself vulnerable. It's better to play the Zoros and Luffy to push yourself towards a position you can definitely win from. For the final character I have 10-cost Roger. You may already know it, but it's a 13k body with rush, and if your opponent blocks while someone has 0 life you win the game. This basically gives everything you have unblockable when someone has 0 life, which is really great. You can take your last life if you have the ability to defend to make it active, or use it when your opponent has 0 life, which you can easily achieve with Kuma and Bonney. It is an amazing card for getting over blockers. As for events, I am using Distorted Future, another new card from EB04. It is 1 cost and allows you to give an opponent's character -3k if you have 2 or less life, which you will of course have. This is an amazing control option. Combined with your leader you can give something -4k. It also has the ability to be a 3k counter event. It's basically a better Otama. As for the last card I have Gum Gum Mole Gun. It is a 4-cost event that allows you to reduce something's power by 5k, and then if you have a character with 6k power you can KO something with 2000 or less power. It also has the trigger to do the same effect. It is very strong in this deck, especially as you have built-in power reduction allowing you to KO an 8k body for only 4. Combined with Distorted Future you can even KO an 11k. It is the only guaranteed removal we have, which I think is necessary to remove threats. You could also build this deck instead with more removal focus cards such as Ben Beckman or 7-cost Newgate, but mine is a more bruiser style which can be aggressive or defensive using combat. We always choose first as basically all our cards are odd numbered so we can play them on curve. For our first matchup we are against the new yellow Luffy, which has 6 lives. I think it has not been really solved yet. From what I have played against it is not that strong. I keep this hand as it has plays on 5 and 7 Dawn, which I believe is about the minimum I am keeping. If we don't find any Luffys by 9 Dawn, Zoro or Kuma still isn't bad for us. I did not play Pacifista as I know that the new starter deck has an unblockable card which he will use all his power for when I go to 0 life, so the counter in hand is better than a blocker that will do nothing. I attack. Sadly he gets a Sanji trigger, but it is okay as the 5k body does not really affect me anyway. I play out Sanji as I am okay taking life in this matchup. Yellow Luffy doesn't really have the ability to make tons of high power attackers early. I'll continue to attack into life, remembering to play Nami first so that Sanji will get his rested Dawns. He uses S-Snake to heal with the new blocker Robin. He is not pressuring me at all, so I am chill. We can demolish most decks late game. I'll just continue the curve with a 7-cost Zoro, making me 9k and attack into life. He just attacks all his Dawn into me to try and set up the unblockable cheese next turn. I am okay with not wasting my counter, as I know I can counter out of his swing next turn. By baiting him into doing this, he will leave himself vulnerable to Roger. I play out Luffy, making me 9k again, trashing a brick I won't use. When you are able to play Nami or Borsalino into Zoro into Luffy, it's quite hard to lose. He does the unblockable event, which I have counter for. Now I can just easily finish the game with Roger. GG to the opponent. Sadly, I don't think this Luffy is that strong, as it doesn't seem that there is a clear win condition with the leader. It is just like you draw an extra card and trigger basically. Just play Enel instead SMH. For the next game we are against Red Blue Vivi from EB03. It is a decently strong leader but not top tier, I think. I mulligan this hand as there aren't any 7+ costs, which are very important as this deck's focus is on the later game when you will be on 1 life. Sadly or luckily, I guess I get what I wish for and more, lol. We have no counter but 3 late game cards at least. Lucky top deck, I get the Searcher Bonney and play it. I get Sanji so I can play it next turn and search further. I always take the first attacks as normal. play Sanji and get Nami so I can play next turn. I attack before playing Nami to give as little info as possible. Usually you want to attack in order from lowest number to highest, as your opponent will draw cards from their life giving them counter. Sadly he Ben Beckman's my Nami so I don't get the on KO. I don't save my Sanji cause of course he is lowered, but even if he was still 5k I still wouldn't, as I don't want to keep wasting counter on him. I want to force him into only attacking leader, which will require less counter. Nice, we get a Sanji trigger. I trash Zoro as I have 3 already and don't think I will use them all this game. I get 2k Sanji as it's the only option. I attack Kobe. I usually don't attack weaker units, but he will be drawing a card each turn, so I see value in removing him. Zoro is played. He is able to remove my stuff with Rayleigh sadly, but we are chill with this hand with many large characters. I play Luffy trashing Borsalino, which does not make sense at all. Probably should have got rid of a brick or Nami, but we move. He plays blockers, prolonging the inevitable. I play another Luffy, actually getting rid of a brick this time. He tries to. I don't even know what he is trying to do honestly, but yeah, I counter. I attack with my Luffys in the wrong order cause I'm tired or something. He gets a bit salty because he was outskilled sadly. He then tells me to have a good day and that I am a friendly person. Next we are against Lucci. He received quite a few new cards in EB04, allowing a new kind of playstyle revolved around filling up the trash and powering up the new SR Lucci. It is quite decent against me as he can easily make a wide board of units, being the Luccis that are above 9k. I choose to keep this hand as I have a card for each turn at least, and the mole guns are quite helpful for removing the new Luccis. He plays Hattori to probably trash him with Lucci effect. He plays air door and sadly gets another Hattori. It fills up the trash quite a lot though. Sanji to search, Sanji being the only option available. He gets a Lucci down. Lucci is 8k, so he is within range of my mole gun. Attached on to Sanji so that I have a 6k character for mole gun. Play out Sentomaru with my spare Dawn. He is useful in these types of situations. I choose to not attack with Sanji so that he is more likely to live and I can use mole gun next turn. He is also forced to attack into me, which is good. He plays 2 more Luccis using Spandine. I will just remove another Lucci with mole gun. If he can make a large board of them, I can lose quite fast. Get a 2k with Bonney Searcher. I already have a distorted future and likely will not be playing those medium-sized bodies. He plays Blueno, which is strong as it allows him to replace himself with a Lucci. I will now begin chaining Luffy's to out-resource, then try and finish him. Pause. I counter this first swing as I would like to get more value with the block. Not sure why he doesn't attach and swing. Only reason he wouldn't is if he has counter events, which I don't think he does. Luffy again. As you can see, this deck requires a large amount of critical thinking and an extremely intelligent pilot. I think he tried to ground death my Luffy, but it only affects cards with a cost of 5 or less. I attack board as it's the safer option and is more likely to guarantee the win. Search and luckily get another Luffy. I use it, then attack into lead. He blocks instead of countering for some reason, so I hit face again as I can finish the game next turn with Bonney, and I know I can survive his attacks. He counters, which is of course a big waste. He could have countered the previous swing. I will of course counter and block. I'll take the last life as it's the last turn anyway, and luckily I get a Sanji trigger. Luck is a skill, you know. I can easily win the game now with attacks increasing in power and use Bonney. Thanks for watching everyone. Hopefully I was able to demonstrate the strength of this new leader and you will be able to use it to win some games and have some fun. I will leave the deck list in the description. Goodbye.